Hey guys, welcome to an awesome episode of Another Dungeon. I only say that because it's one of my favourite games. Alongside with Dominion, Splendor is one of my favourite card games. It's for between 2 to 4 players. The box says store it properly so your stuff doesn't go everywhere when you're trying to do a video. Of course, I could have just checked it before I recorded, but anyway. The box says ages 10 and up, but I play it with my kids from about probably 8 years old, and yeah, they're perfectly fine with the concepts, and sad to admit my 9-year-old often beats me as well. It's one of those, it's a set builder game, and it's one of those games where you can line up your strategy as you're playing, and then you get to the point where you're like, right, now I'm ready to deal my killing blow, but someone's already just been going dun, 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 and managed to nail it. So the pieces, the presentation of the box is just great. As you can see, there are 3 different piles of cards, and each one is segregated in the box. These held in nice, and these are actually proper, like poker chips. It's just fantastic. It's a really fun game to play. It's well designed. It feels nice. It's presented well. It's amazing. But I mean, it's a... I was going to say it's a Days of Wonder game, but I don't think the board game is. Days of Wonder did the mobile game, which is really good as well. But Space Cowboys made it. I don't know who publishes it. Published by JD Editions. Okay. Never mind. Ignore my Days of Wonder thing that I said. It's not important. Super professional this week. Anyway, I'll get started. I'll teach you how to play. It's not going to be a very long video because there's really not much to it. It's one of those games that's really simple but a load of fun. And if you have the right people playing with you, you can just, we have some fantastic games. Alright, I'll turn the camera down and we'll get started. Okay, so the setup for Splendor really couldn't be easier. You've got 3 different stacks of cards, colour-coded, and with a number of dots at the bottom to indicate the order. So 1, 2, and 3. You basically arrange the cards like so. Shuffle the cards, then arrange them like so, and then turn over the top 4 cards from each stack. You then place all the gem tokens beside the game, and they form basically the bank of gem tokens. Also in the box are a pile of gold tokens. These are different to gems, and I'll explain how they're used after, but they're treated the same way and piled beside the other gem tokens. If you're playing a 2-player game, you remove 3 of each colour from the game. And you just put them back in the box. If it's a 3-player game, you remove 2 of each colour. You don't touch the gold tokens, just the coloured gems. And if it's more than 3 players, you don't make any changes at all. Let's say we're going to play a 2-player game, so remove 3 of each. I love the feel of these things. Put them back in the box. The last thing you're going to do is draw what are called noble cards. These are these square cards here. Just shuffle them and then draw 1 more than there are players in the game. So for a 2-player game we'd draw 3, 5-player game you'd draw 6, and so on. These are just placed face up at the top, like so. And that's it, you're ready to play the game. The youngest player begins, no players are given anything to start, you just basically get stuck right in. Okay, I've moved the whole play area up a bit because we're going to be placing cards here, and by we I mean me. I will be placing cards there to demonstrate certain things as we play the game, and I didn't have room before. So if you were wondering, which you're probably not, you probably don't care, shut up Dave, just get on with the explanation. Sure thing, okay, I will. The goal in Splendor is to reach 15 prestige points. To win prestige points, players purchase development cards, which are all visible in the middle of the table to all players. As soon as a player reaches 15 prestige points, the current turn ends, and then the player with the most prestige points is declared the winner. It's important to remember that the turn ends because it may affect your strategy. If you're the player who goes first, then ending the game means that all the players get another turn to try and purchase something that may leave them with more points than yourself. But I'll get into that in more detail once we've explained the rules a bit further. Each card on the table has various important pieces of information. Every single card has a coloured bonus in the top right corner. So that's a black gem bonus, blue gem bonus, blue, red, etc. Some cards have a number up in the top left, which indicates the number of prestige points, remembering that 15 prestige points is what you need to win the game. The last item is the cost to purchase a card. So if you want to purchase this card, you have to pay 2 blue gems and 1 green gem. This one takes 1 white, 1 green, 1 black, and 2 red, and so on. The other way to gain prestige points is to acquire these noble cards, but I'll explain them more later on once I've explained how the core game itself works. So the game begins with the youngest player going first. That person may do one of 3 things on their turn. The first of these 3 things is selecting tokens. So they can either take 3 tokens of differing colours, or 2 tokens of the same colour. Now they can only do that if they're going to leave 2 or more tokens behind. So if there were 3 tokens on this pile and they wanted to take 2 blue, they wouldn't be able to do that. They could take 1 blue this turn and then next turn take that, and then they'd end up with their 2 blue tokens, but they can't take 2 simultaneously if they're going to leave less than 2 tokens behind. So let's pretend on their first turn they purchased 2 blue tokens, and then on their second turn they purchased a green, a white and a red token. The next action they can perform is that they can purchase a development card. Now this is the crux of what Splendor is all about. So say in this instance the player wanted to purchase this card here. They would pay 2 blue and 1 green, and they would take that card. That's now in their hands. It's not worth any prestige points, but they do have a bonus. The top card is turned over, and that takes its place. Now the benefit of purchasing a card that's worth no points is that they now have a red bonus. What that means is that any card with a red cost, say this one which costs 1 white, 1 green, 1 black and 2 red, they now get a discount of 1 red. So that card, for this player if they wanted to buy it, would cost 1 white, 1 green, 1 red and 1 black. As you play and purchase more and more cards, you'll find that they'll stack, and you'll end up getting to a stage... Don't want to give them that card. You don't normally do this. You'll end up getting to a stage, say like that, where you could purchase that card there without paying any gems whatsoever, because you've got a 2 blue discount and a 2 red discount. In this way, players can build up their hand to a point where they can purchase these upper tier cards for less than the asking price. This becomes especially more important because players are not able to hold in their hands more than 10 tokens at a time. So therefore, for instance, this card costs 12 tokens. There is no way you can purchase that card with just gems in your hand. You must have a bonus to help you win them, which is why these cards cost so much and are worth more prestige points. They're easy to attain and they're good for building up your starting bonuses. These will give you some points while you're still adding to your bonuses, and these are what you'll win the game with usually. So there's no limit to how many cards. Well, there is a limit, however many there are in the deck. But if you've got that many, you probably already won the game. There's no limit to how many bonus cards you can have in your hand, just how many gems. Sorry, how many tokens. That includes these gold tokens. So at the end of a turn, if you have 11 tokens, you have to give one back to the bank. The last action you can perform is that you can reserve a development card. What this means is that they can select either a card on the table or to draw the top card from one of these piles. Say this player was saving up for... They wanted this card, okay? And they were worried that player 2 or 3 or 4 was going to take it. What they could do is they could... I'm sorry, that's my mobile phone. It's telling me that I have to check the oven I'm baking. If you'd call frozen chips in a pie baking. I'll be back in just a moment. Sorry about that. Now, where was I? Yeah, reserving cards, that's right. So, say you were worried that this player was going to... another player was going to grab this card. You can reserve that. What that means is you take it into your hand, holding it up so the other players can't see, and you take this Joker coin down there. You then turn this card over as per normal. The other thing you can actually do is... If you wanted to reserve a card, you can take a gamble and reserve one blind. Key point being, you're holding this up to yourself. Nobody knows what card you've got, so you could have an ace in the hole if you might want to grab one of these cards and hope that you'll work towards claiming that gem while other players can't figure out what you're doing because they can't see the card, etc., etc. The advantage of that is that this is a Joker gem that can substitute for anything. So, for example, if you wanted to buy this card, you've got enough red, you've got no blue, you need 1 white and 2 black. So say you had that, you could substitute that for a black, that's your white, blue, red, and you could buy that card. So they act as Joker pieces as well. The other way to win prestige points is with these noble cards up the top here. Now, the way they work is you'll see this number here, 333. That means if you have... we'll pick this one, 44. So if you had 4 green bonuses and 4 blue bonuses, like so, this noble would come and visit your shop, and you would immediately get those 3 points. No one else in the game can get that. It's the first player to get the required bonus. They get that particular noble. The other thing worth noting is that when you're placing your cards on the table in front of you, the development cards you've purchased, you should place them like I have here, so that people can clearly see I've got 4 blue bonuses, 2 prestige points, 2 more prestige points, 4 green, 2 red. The other thing I didn't mention that I forgot is on your purchase stage you can purchase... Just refresh this board, pretend that that's how we're playing, or how it played. During your turn, you can purchase that card at any time. So say it's your turn, you're going to purchase a card, you can say, right, I'm now going to purchase this card, pay the cost, etc., etc. It's exactly the same as buying a card off the table, but you're buying one in your hand. And of course, you can hold no more than 3. So reserving them does come with a nice Joker token, but a Joker token, you've got to weigh up the pros against drawing 3 gems or even 2 of the same colour gem etc., etc. So there's a lot of different levels to the strategy. You want to buy the cards, build up your bonuses so you can buy the higher value cards. At the same time, you want to be working towards nobles. You want to reserve cards so that you can secure the good cards that you need for your strategy. But you also need to be paying attention to what everyone else is doing to make sure that, you don't do what Dave does. And build up a fantastic set of cards here. You're all ready to make your killing move, and then someone ends the game. Mongrels. Usually my daughter. And that is it. That's pretty much all there is to playing Splendor. It's a very straightforward game. It's a mountain of fun. It's really surprising how the variety in cards, how they turn up, can affect your strategy. Sometimes I'm working towards a particular strategy and then, no, say, blue cards. I need some more blue cards, and no cards with a blue bonus will appear for ages. It's one of those games. A little bit of luck, a lot of strategy, mountain of fun. Hope you have fun playing it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. See ya.